welcome back to the Brianna and Devin Toy channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make scrunchies. Yay! So I know that scrunchies are not really in the trend anymore. I mean, they kind of are, kind of aren't, but someone requested this video, so thanks so much to Bushra Tehseen, I believe. I'm really sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Again, I'm like horrible with names, so really sorry about that, but here's their comment. Thank you so much for the suggestion. So yeah, I'm going to show you 3 methods today. There's a glue method, a sewing by hand method, and a sewing machine method. So yeah, let's just get right on into the video. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is get some sort of fabric, obviously. And the first method I'm going to show you how to do is the sewing machine method. So once you have your fabric, you're going to measure out 3 to 4 inches in width by, I would say, about 16 to 18 inches. So I'm going to just say 17 inches. Okay guys, so here I have cut out my little strip of fabric. And I forgot to mention, but you'll also be needing a hair tie for each scrunchie that you want to make. So I'm just using these standard brown ones. So you're going to take your fabric and kind of just weave it in, I guess, through your hair tie. And keep in mind that you will be turning it inside out. So make sure that you have the side that you want outside on the inside, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I actually have like some Sharpie marks on this side, so I'm actually going to be making mine the other way around, but just make yours however you want it to be. So I'm just going to go ahead and start. You don't have to weave in all of the fabric, but for now, I'm just going to have about that much here. So now let's go ahead and head over to the sewing machine. Okay, so we're basically going to just sew along this outer edge, and then as we sew, we're just going to add more fabric into it. Okay, so as you can see, it is kind of working, and I'm just sewing along the outer edge, and that should make you a really amazing scrunchie. So just go ahead and sew until you have no fabric left. Okay guys, so here I have my finished sewed scrunchie, although it is not done yet, but this is what it looks like after I've sewn it. And if you found that part confusing, I'm really sorry about that. It's kind of hard to explain it, but hopefully you got the idea. So as you can see, I just have some stitching, not this is just part of my fabric, but this stitching right here. So yeah. So now you're just going to go ahead and turn your fabric inside out. So the right side should now be showing once you've turned it completely inside out. Okay guys, so I finally got everything to be inside out once again. So this is what the scrunchie looks like. I really like the texture of this fabric that I used, but the only bad thing is that the Sharpie still shows, so that makes it kind of look bad. I don't know, I don't think it's gonna wash off, but oh well, I'm sure it won't really show in my hair once I actually use it. But now anyway, all you're gonna wanna do is that if you have any fabric left over, for example, like I have a lot of fabric left over right here, all you wanna do is just cut this little like flap off. So now the last part that you have to do for this scrunchie is to just close it. So all you want to do is take the raw edges where there's still a gap and just kind of fold them in on themselves. But then while you're doing that, just go ahead and tuck one of those like parts of your scrunchie into the other one, because there should be 2 holes at the end that you haven't sewn together yet. So now once everything is nice and tucked, just like that, all you want to do is grab your sewing machine, or you could sew this by hand and just make 1 stitch just like that, just to close everything up. I actually don't suggest using a sewing machine for this because it could damage your sewing machine since it's like kind of thick, so I'm just going to go ahead and hand stitch it instead. Okay, so sorry if you can hear my mom vacuuming in the background, but here I have sewn the edge. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, doesn't look too good either, but honestly, if you wear this in your hair or even on your wrist, no one is going to notice a thing, trust me. So now all I have to do is cut off the string. So there you have it. Here is the first method of how to make a scrunchie. This is a very effective method, and I honestly use this method all of the time to make my scrunchies. It's just an amazing way to make them, and they look super, super cute as well. So now we're going to move on to the hand stitching method. So I'm going to use this really plain gray fabric for this method because I really don't have many fabrics that I just want to like cut. So I'm going to use the same measurements, about 4 by 17 inches to cut. Okay, so here I have my strip of fabric once again. Don't mind that. That is just from another video. But anyway, now you're going to grab your hair tie, of course, and we're just going to kind of just do the same thing as we did last time. Just make sure that the side you don't want is facing on the outside, because we're going to turn this inside out once again. And now instead of using the sewing machine, you're going to just hand stitch this. You just want to stitch across the perimeter just like we did with the sewing machine. And also, I forgot to mention, in order to not make the same mistake as I did when making this one, you want to make sure that you only fold over your fabric once. So I think when I made the other one, I folded it like this and then another time, but all you want to do is just fold this over one time, just to make sure it is good like that. So yeah, just try not to make the same mistake as I did before. And if you guys are wondering what stitches I'm using, I'm just using this stitch to just go around the whole thing. Okay guys, so here's my huge scrunchie. Oh my gosh, I did not realize how huge this was going to turn out, but now as you can see, everything is sewn, so all I have to do is flip it inside out just like we did with the other scrunchie. And I think you can, if you have string left over, you could just leave it on your scrunchie as you're turning it inside out. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Okay guys, so for some reason that was so much easier to turn inside out than the one that I just did before. But maybe it's because it's like so thick, I guess. But anyway, I'm loving how this one's turning out. And now all I have to do is close up the two edges. So just like we did before, I'm just going to go ahead and put one side inside of the other side. And this time I'm going to actually just kind of put both of the sides together that are not the right side and just kind of sew along those sides, if that makes any sense, because I'm going to try to hide my stitching as much as possible, so hopefully this will work out. Okay guys, so I finally finished this scrunchie and it looks so amazing as well. I absolutely love it. As you can see, the stitching is kind of visible in the place where I stitched it up, but it actually isn't that bad. Like, that doesn't look bad at all. So here is what it looks like on my wrist, and I'll try to show you guys what they all look like on my hair at the end. But here's just what it looks like. This one I made really big. The smaller you make the width of yours, the smaller or the less wide it'll be. But yeah, there's that one. So here are the two that we've made so far. So the last one I'm going to make is with glue. So for the glue, I'm just going to use a fabric glue, but you could really use any glue. You could use a hot glue gun. You could probably even use this Elmer's glue. It could be any type of glue. Even like super glue would work. So I'll be using this tulip glue. I think it's fabric glue. So yeah. And I'm also going to be using this fabric. It has these cute little flowers on it. So yeah, I'm just going to use the same measurements and just cut out 4 inches by 17 inches of fabric. Okay, so now once you have your strip of fabric all cut out, you're going to need something round. You could use like a mason jar or duct tape, or like a roll of tape like me. basically anything round that your hair elastic can fit on, but it has to be like thicker than your hair elastic, if you know what I mean. So first, all you want to do is just go ahead and take your fabric. Make sure you don't turn it upside down or like the other way around. Don't flip it over. You just want to bring both of your ends and just put a strip of glue on this little end. Once you put the glue here, just go ahead, take your other end and lay it right on top of that end and just seal both of those completely. So now once they're both glued, you should have basically like a circle thing like this. It kind of looks like it would be a scrunchie if we made it into one, and that's what we're gonna do. So now all you have to do is just go ahead and put this around whatever thing or circular object you're using. And now I'm going to just wait for the glue to dry a little bit, and then I'm going to take this hair elastic and kind of just put it around the whole thing. So I actually decided to get a mason jar just because I think it'll be taller and just like easier to work with. So alright, I have my thing here, and now I'm just gonna try to fit my elastic over this. Okay, so I finally got everything around this jar, and now basically all you want to do is just get your glue and put some glue like on this outside right here of the good side, and then also right here of the good side, and then just kind of like smush them together, or you could only just put it on one of them. So I'll kind of give you an example of that. Alright, so for example, I put some glue right there, as you can see, and now I'm just going to turn it on its side to give you a better look. But I'm just going to kind of push the two good sides together. Okay guys, so now here is my scrunchie. I went ahead and took it off of my mason jar, and after I finished gluing the edges and they were completely shut, all you had to do is just take it off. So now you should have like two different sections just like we usually do just here. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my glue and basically just put some glue on the right side of the fabric where it's kind of raw, and then the same thing on the other side, and then just kind of stick them together like this, just to make sure that those two ends close and you're left with a great little scrunchie. Alright guys, so here you have your finished scrunchie. I think this method works just as well as all the other methods. Here are the 3 scrunchies that we have made today. I am super happy with how each and every one of them turned out. I think they're so adorable. So now I'm going to show you what they look like in my hair. Okay, so I know the lighting is like super disgusting right now just because like it's kind of rainy out. But here is what the first scrunchie looks like. Super duper adorable. This is the one that we made with the sewing machine. So yeah, so cute, amazing. Here is the second scrunchie that we made. It is just the plain gray one that I made by hand. Again, super amazing. Like, this literally looks like it's from the store. So yeah, I love this one as well. And then finally, last but not least, I have the flower print scrunchie that we made with glue. So yeah, so adorable. And honestly, these were all really easy to make. I definitely suggest trying this DIY out because it is literally amazing. Like, it costs almost nothing. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, and if you found it helpful, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel to see more fun videos like this one. And once you've done that, click that little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload. You can also comment down below any video suggestions or anything you want. Again, another huge thank you to the person who commented and suggested this video. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!